Well, good day, everybody, and welcome to the Business Advantage of Chatbots webinar brought to you by Kaskade.cloud. We are cloud technology experts and AWS. My name is Kevin Durman. I'm the CEO of Kaskade.cloud, and my contact details are up on the screen. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn and on Twitter as well. Before we get stuck in with the presentation, I just want to explain a bit about what Kaskade does. Essentially, we solve business problems using the hyperscale cloud, and that being AWS. We are AWS consulting partners, and we consult in the areas of migration, planning your cloud migration, your migration to the cloud, and the execution. We offer then it as a managed service, so we do cloud managed services. We do best practice alignment and policy-based governance for those customers that are already utilizing cloud at scale. We have a cost optimization platform. We do cloud native development for in the DevOps space, custom integrations for companies wanting to integrate into cloud technology, and advanced technology consulting in the area of AI, IoT, and blockchain technologies as an example. Of course, including serverless technology, containerization, and all those good things that are based in the cloud. So today we are going to be speaking around that area of artificial intelligence, and in particular, the type of artificial intelligence that focuses on chatbots as well. And so the agenda of what we're going to be looking for at are what are chatbots? We'll be going into that. We'll be looking at 5 business use cases for chatbots, where you should start on your chatbot journey, how to measure your chatbot ROI, a very, very important part of the journey, and of course the integration points and maximizing the benefits of chatbots themselves. So what is an AI chatbot? Well, AI, as you know, is artificial intelligence, and chatbot is that ability to utilize artificial intelligence where it can be embedded and used through any major messaging application. And it is done so in a way that it simulates human conversation. And it can either be through text, or it can be voice, or it can be both as well. So really giving you the ability to interact with something that is not human, it is artificial, but it can solve your business problems. And there are many different types of these chatbots. There are ones that you call a company and the phone will answer. There are a multitude of them that are on mobile devices, and sometimes we don't even know that we are actually interacting with a chatbot in that environment. The benefits are numerous. Obviously, chatbots are available 24/7. There's no need to change shifts. If you're having a call center, for example, a chatbot is available 24/7. It's very cost efficient because it can scale. You don't need to go and add on additional human resources the busier your chatbot gets. It's unlimited interactions. It's when you're a human, you can deal with one person at a particular time, but chatbots can deal with unlimited amount of people in different interactions. And it's a continuous learning process for the chatbot. Once you have a chatbot implemented, it can actually understand language, it can learn about what people are looking for, and so it continuously learns on this journey. When we go into the element of what are the benefits and the potential benefits, well, it really depends on who is utilizing the chatbots. And there's a wonderful graph that looks at the type of people that are utilizing chatbots and what benefits they like to get from it. So this compares in the light bluish green, it's millennials, and in the dark blue, it's baby boomers. And the difference is the millennials love chatbots because it's available 24 hours a day. So you can interact and get your information that you need and have a good customer experience when you want to interact. It's not about having to go and interact with a company only during working hours. So those are the big benefits there for millennials. While baby boomers, yes, they like the 24-hour service, but what they love about it most is that they get an instant response. It's not somebody who has to go away and bring back the information or email it to them. They will get it back immediately, and they get their answers to simple questions very quickly, easy communication, complaints are resolved quickly, and they could have detailed or expert answers as well. Yes, at a lower degree, answers to complex questions, it really depends on the chatbot if it can do those kind of things. And generally, chatbots are friendly and approachable and easy to use. So you might be wondering, well, how do these chatbots actually work? How do they get the information? Well, there's really two kinds of chatbots, and you're probably thinking to one of your experiences that you've had while utilizing a chatbot service. So I want to contrast here a program chatbot versus an AI chatbot. Now, a program chatbot itself is really going to have a type of request that comes in, which has to be very specific to what that company has programmed. For example, I want to book a car. That is what it is looking for. It's looking for, I want to rent a car. And if the person says or types in that exact phrase, it will bring up a particular answer. Yes, we have cars available, as an example. Now, if somebody puts in, I would really like to hire a car, a program chatbot will not really be able to understand the difference in the language over here, and that the inference is the exact same thing. And that's where an AI chatbot comes in. An AI chatbot has got these things where it can understand natural language. And you'll see a point up there saying natural language processing. And that is really the ability for the chatbot to converse in a very human-like way. So if you say, I urgently need a car, or I want to hire a car, let me hire a car. Any one of those phrases will trigger the right response of where would you like to hire a car, etc. And if somebody says, I'd like to hire a car in Cape Town, well, then it will pick up that immediately, and it's already then got the location of where the service is required. Whereby if they say, I'd like to hire a car, the next question could be, well, where would you like to hire this car? And this is the difference between a program chatbot, which is very prescriptive. Your customer needs to actually speak or type in a specific way, saying the right words, compared to an AI chatbot that understands this natural language processing and uses an artificial neural network to actually learn. So a chatbot does get better and better over time, and that's that training and self-learning component of it. You don't have to go and keep expanding its repertoire of phrases that it will understand. It will actually do that itself and go through that training and self-learning process. So this is one of the reasons, and I'll come to it later, where you really want to train a chatbot for a period of time before you let it free on the world, so that people don't get frustrated and it's not really only learning with your customers, but it has an opportunity to learn previously as well. And lastly on this slide, there's that point about serverless integrations. And you may be wondering, what is a serverless integration? Well, it's the ability to actually do a command or a workflow without having to have a whole server set up that's actually going to do this workflow itself. So what will happen, it will be triggering something. So your chatbot, somebody saying, I want to hire a car, it will trigger this function, gather the information, and then pass on that information to another service that is, for example, going to go and do a lookup on, are there cars available in Cape Town on this particular date, and bring back that information. And that doesn't need to sit within a single application. It can pass it through a serverless function as well. So in this whole process and through the communication process, there's obviously certain triggers, and these triggers are called intents, and an intent performs an action in response to the natural language user's input. So in this particular example on the screen now, it's I want to book a hotel. So again, somebody will utter it, they will either type it or they will speak the phrase, or I'd like to book a hotel, or I'd like to get a hotel room. It can be anything, and the chatbot will then say, sure, which city? And when it does which city, it is now opening up a slot for input data in order to fulfill the intent, and fulfill the intent of where do you want to book a hotel. This person says New York City. and it captures that information. So on the back end, you can imagine there's almost a form that's being filled in, right? Or booking a hotel in New York City, what date? November the 30th, you're capturing that information. And then it's confirming, are you sure you want to book the hotel in New York City? Yes, I do. Thank you. The reservation goes through, and that's the fulfillment mechanism. So we have intents. What is the main function? Utterances, what the customer is putting in, the slots, which is gathering the data, and then fulfillment, the ability to actually pass on all that information to a system to do that final booking. I want to give you another example around this, and this would be somebody who wants to book a meeting, for example, and they want to schedule an appointment. So here on the left-hand side, the user calls the customer service line to schedule an appointment. Goes through. What happens over here is this is actually on the phone. So for this particular instance, we're utilizing Amazon Connect, which is a phone call managed call center service. The Connect calls Lex, and Lex is the element in AWS which we actually utilize to build our chatbots. Calls Lex, and Lambda, that's that serviceless function which calls the database to look up the customer's information by their phone number. It also connects through and is integrated to the customer scheduling software. So the customer asks the scheduling question, Lambda is triggered, which is that serverless function, and it goes and fetches an appointment or a time that is available. And once the new appointment date is confirmed, the Connect sends a confirmation message again via a serverless function via SMS to the user itself. And the final thing is point number 5 there, where the user receives an appointment rescheduled details via the text message. So this whole process seems seamless to the customer who's the user. All that they know is they went in, they spoke to somebody, it grabbed the details, it gave them a time, and it sends it to them via Messenger. Very, very seamless, very, very easy, and great customer service as well. Now, depending on the type of chatbot that you want to implement, really depends on the maturity of your business, the kind of thing that you're trying to do, and how you want your customers to interact with it. So there's 3 levels in terms of chatbots, and I'm going to chat about these as level 1, level 2, and level 3. So starting on the left-hand side, what is a level 1 chatbot? Well, firstly, you've got one channel, one language, and it's a human-to-bot interaction. This is a very simple process. And when I say one channel, I want you to think of maybe a website, and on that website there's a little chat window over there that comes up with a message, can we help you with anything? And somebody might say, well, I am looking for, let's say, maybe they want to buy a particular product, so I'm looking for product X, and they can say, yes, here it is on this particular page, and take you to that particular page. So it's a human to a bot interaction, and all it does is direct you a particular place or give you a particular answer. So it could be simple Q&A, it's menu-based, word-based rules. You can take it through to an API query and bring back some more information, or you could send them a document. That could also work as well. When you progress to level 2, you're now looking at multi-channel. So it could be Facebook Messenger, it could be a web application where you've got your little chat window, and it could be phone as well. So it can do that, it can be in multi-language, and it can also do a human handoff. So if the person at any time is getting frustrated with the chatbot, or the chatbot cannot answer the particular question, it can pass them off to a human who will assist with this process. From the intelligence side of it, it has a lot more. It can do things like mood detection. It can actually pick up if the person is getting frustrated and is starting to use language that indicates irritation. And then it can say, wow, I'm going to move, there's a problem here. When I say wow, it doesn't really say wow, but it picks up negative sentiment, hand off to a human. And of course, there's that natural language processing, or NLP, where the model will be training on the language that is being utilized and get better and better over time. From a integration point of view, a bot can initiate the conversation in this particular instance. It can do intelligent queries via APIs and API transactions. So it could actually conclude, I want to buy a particular book. Do you have it in stock? Yes, we do. The book is $20, for example. Okay, can I buy it? Can we have your credit card number? And it can process those transactions as well. Level 3 now becomes multi-person. It now could, you could be chatting to multiple people at the same time. You could be chatting with a bot, could be chatting to another bot as well. It does conversation listening, so it might be listening into a conversation that one particular bot is having, and it can bring further information, or it might be listening to a human conversation and be bringing up the relevant information that the call center agent actually needs to order to answer it. So this is conversation-based intelligence. It could be businesses talking to businesses and having a bot ordering a particular product from another bot as well. Again, it's self-learning, and there's typically a lot of workflow that gets involved here, and you have case processes and process interaction in this as well. So where would one want to start in this place? Well, you could start off at level 1 and you can progress to level 2. We really like starting at the level 2 aspect. It really gives the best kind of experience, and really when you've got the technology available where it can do things like sentiment analysis and training of a model, why start at 1 and only use word-based rules when you can get in at that level 2 quite easily? So let's have a look now at those business use cases, and I'm going to go through these fairly quickly, but there is so much information over here and so many good use cases. The first is quite obvious: customer service. None of us like waiting in a queue, whether we're waiting in a queue online, whether we're on the phone, or whether we're actually physically standing in a queue. We want to get served and get to our answer as quickly as possible. So over here is a great example that's quite often used in the smart city type analogy, where somebody wants to actually find out about the utilities that they're using. Here they're engaging with the utilities company, and someone gets onto this bot on its mobile device, and says, "Hi, can you tell me why my energy bill was higher this April than last year?" The bot replies, "Hi Jane, last April was 2 degrees warmer, so your costs were lower by $4. Now there's a lot of artificial intelligence that's happening in there where it's actually bringing in that data from why would somebody be utilizing some more energy at this particular time, and it provides that answer over there and actually gives them the data that they providing. And then it says, would you be interested in changing to a peak or off-peak plan to save on future bills? Yes or no? Now, she types yes. Great, I'm sending you some information now, and then sends off that information. Another example can be over here where it says, hi, this is the third one. Hi, Rob, due to the forecast storm, power may be affected in your area. Please inform us if you encounter any issues. Okay, we just lost power in our home. Seems like the whole street is out. Thanks for letting us know. Once the storm passes, the maintenance crew will be dispatched. So logging of queries and making sure those things are being taken care of in an efficient way. So it can be for booking of appointments, it can be for notifications of services that go down, but the ultimate aim is how do you respond to the customers as quickly as possible and bring them the information that they need. This is also a great one over here, which is a university bot, and this university bot is also, again, providing services in the terms of a smart city kind of environment, and also getting people what they need as quickly as possible. What brings you here today? Sales questions, what do you want to talk about, kind of thing, free trials, product features, pricing, a call with sales, go to menu, so giving them all of those options. Somebody says, I want to support questions, how can we help you? Typically support somebody forgets their password, no worries, click to reset. So really helping them with whatever they are actually requiring over here and sorting out those queries as quickly as possible. Another fantastic business use case is marketing and sales. And in today's world, we are bombarded with so much advertising out there, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whether it is on websites that we're visiting. We have got constant messaging that's going through to us. So if we can interact with the customer, we have a great opportunity to actually market and sell to them. And a company that really utilizes this well is Dominos Pizza. And Domino's is able to actually sell and upsell pizza via their chatbot. So here is Dom, the Domino's ordering assistant bot, and says, how can I help you, Anna? Anna can place a new order, can reorder, she can track her order. And all of this, again, would be from a service that there's no human that has to be involved in this process, and Anna can get her response as quickly as possible. Great opportunity for that. They use a host of AI features in this as well, often where somebody can be in a particular area. It will pick up that they're in that area and they know that they like pepperoni pizza, and they can produce an offer to them saying, hi Kevin, we really know that you love pepperoni pizza, and we want to tell you that there is a 20% discount on pepperoni pizza from the Domino's that is 5 minutes away from here. So great opportunity with that. We've been living in unprecedented times in this past year due to COVID-19, and that has been an opportunity for companies who are utilizing chatbot technology to actually provide information through these chatbots as well. So the World Health Organization has a chatbot where people can contact it, can get through, and they can get the information that they need around this. So here it says, welcome to World Health Organization. You can get information and guidance regarding the current outbreak of coronavirus disease. What would you like to know? And there's a list of things. So latest numbers, how to protect yourself, your questions answered, Mythbusters. So a lot of this is very prescriptive from I want number one, and it will bring you that information. But it could be to the degree as well of somebody saying, I want to know, is there a risk in this particular area? And then it can answer. And again, it can learn via that process. So this enabled the World Health Organization to deal with so many queries. And you can imagine the millions of queries that were coming in at any particular time in a very cost-efficient manner of dealing with that. There's another example in terms of healthcare as well about diagnoses and questioning people to come to a good diagnosis of what their condition is. So here, hello Mary, how can I help you? I have a runny nose and a headache. Okay, Mary, I understand you have a runny nose and headache. How long have you had these symptoms for? A few days. And then narrowing them down to, do you have any of these other symptoms as well, where a person can step through a symptom checker and eventually come up with the most likely diagnosis utilizing artificial intelligence and the chatbot service as well. From a finance side, chatbots are used extensively. A lot of the banks utilize them, but it can also be used from finance in your company. If you have a lot of people calling to your company asking about account balances, wanting to receive statements on that, there's no need for that kind of service to be driven by human employees. You can actually have your humans far more effective in dealing with things that require a lot more intelligence and a lot more maybe customer patience, etc. So have them deal with the more complex queries, while your chatbot can handle account balances, sending of statements, other queries as well, where's my order, etc. So here's one from Mastercard, where they've got a Mastercard chatbot, and someone says, how much did I spend on Uber in September? The chatbot goes through, queries the database, queries their account, and says, let's see, you spent $343. I searched, and here's how I got the information about that. Shall I break it down? Yes, no, how about October? Okay, for October it was this. So it can also give you information on how much did I spend in restaurants in September, etc. Want to know what benefits? Here's the benefits that you get. What is MasterPass, etc., etc. And also show offers. So this one is a great example where it actually increases sales as well and drives partners supplying offers to them as well. Supply chain is another fantastic use case, and this is very much in the area of business to business. And I'm actually going to show you a business to business example over here. So remember, a chatbot can be chatting to another chatbot as well and making decisions on what is required in that supply chain. So let's take a look at that over here. So this is if you imagine the use case is I am a director of the company, I'm in charge of ordering maybe, in charge of operations, and I wake up and I look at my chatbot, which is my operations chatbot, and says, good morning, during the night a natural catastrophe happened in a particular area. Based on the news outlets and social media, I learned that local businesses and infrastructure were heavily damaged. So I've analyzed the situation and prepared a contingency plan to ensure business continuity. Would you like to hear about it? Sure. Yeah, who wouldn't? Here's what I recommend. Order now from alternate sources to ensure that business continuity in case of open purchase orders are not delivered. Switch to already validated alternate sources. So it's gone through and it's checked which other ordering services are available at the moment and launch an RFQ where we have no or other alternative sources. My recommendations are based on our validating sourcing lists, purchase order history, and inventory, and are meant to favor lead times as there is urgency. So what a fantastic service to have built into your supply chain. A lot of artificial intelligence in the background. The AI here sees a potential issue, brings you not only the information that there's a potential issue, but also the solution and how you can go about it. And all you can say is, yes, let me see the recommendations, go through them, check them, and say, right, go ahead, order, and it is done. So bots obviously have a life cycle as well, and you want to keep tabs on your bot. It's not about a thing that you develop once and then forget it. You need to go through this life cycle. The first point of the life cycle is right at the top at 12 o'clock. It's gathering the requirements. What are you trying to do with this bot? And here it's really a good idea to involve many people into this process and many departments. It might be sales, it might be marketing, it might be operations. You want to involve as many stakeholders as possible. Complete the spec and then write the script, write how are you wanting this chatbot to respond. There is a lot of architecture that is involved on how you're hosting the chatbot, where it is sitting, what are the avenues. Is this a audio chatbot that's going to be through the phone? Is it a through Facebook Messenger? Is it through a web app, etc.? And obviously the architecture and the development go hand in hand in creating that optimal environment. You need to test your chatbot intensively. Thorough testing is so important because during that testing phase, it's also learning around the different ways that people could be speaking to it and the different kinds of natural language that are being used. Eventually you deploy it, so it moves out of the test and dev environment, you deploy it into live, publish your bot, and then you monitor it. Monitor what's happening. It's a great idea to promote it. Let your customers know that you have a chatbot, that they can get service from you 24 hours a day, and that they can engage with the chatbot. A lot of people are shy to utilize these services, so they might be very interested to know that it is an artificial intelligence. They might be curious and they want to go and have a look. So tell people about it and make a big deal about having this chatbot available. Analyze the data that's going through. Find out how many of your queries have been successfully resolved, how many people dropped off the chatbot, put the phone down on it, stopped chatting, etc. You need to analyze that data because it goes back into the requirements, back into the refinements, modifying that script and really perfecting this entire process. So it is a complete feedback loop to get the ultimate solution and have the solution working 100% in optimizing. One of the things you really want to know through this life cycle is how has it benefited the business? What is our return on our investment for this? And in order to do that, you will need some certain information around that. And the information that you need is how many tickets or requests per month are we serving? How many were we serving before? How many are we serving now? What do we expect to go through the chatbot itself? You need to know how many customer service agents you actually have working at the moment in order to service all your queries. What percentage of requests can go through the bot? What is the average monthly salary of somebody who is servicing the requests at the moment? So your customer service agents, how much are they getting paid? And then, of course, how much will a chatbot development cost, and how much is going to be your maintenance and support of managing that chatbot over time? Because as I mentioned, it's not a set once and forget it. You actually are going to do some maintenance and changes as time goes by. So we at Kaskade have built out a Chatbot ROI calculator. You can get in touch with us if you would like us to send it through to you. But I'll step you through a very simple use case. So as I've mentioned, we have the information that we need. Support agents, gross salary in South Africa, for example, 180,000 Rand a year. With benefits, 198. So you're going to put in that kind of information. It gives you what their daily salary is through this process. And there's a daily cost there. Okay, so what have we got here? We've got 10 agents. This is actually through a month, 10 agents at 18,000. So the gross salaries of them together are in this particular case over here. And then the number of tickets that you are solving for each month. And here we know that those number of tickets is 10,000 tickets that they do. It's average on 10 minutes per agent per ticket, which means across those 10 agents, they are dealing with 48 tickets per agent per day that they're managing to do. And that gives us a cost per ticket of 17 Rand 36. So you can work out what is your current scenario that you have. The percentage of support requests that are routed through the chatbot, you are going to have to take an estimate here, because really when you try and do your initial ROI, you're taking a thumb suck of what do you think if a person has a choice to go through a chatbot or whether they can go through to a human, what do we estimate the percentage to be of that? So we put in 45% for this example. We're saying that the chatbot can solve 70% of those requests, and of that 70% that goes through, 60% will be self-service. The self-service typical thing is I need to, for example, need to reset my password, or I need a PDF document on this particular product, the product manual, for example, and the chatbot can send it through to them. And then 40% of those might need some agent to actually intervene or fulfill the final requirement. So in the case of self-service completely, it's 100% of costs that are saved. In the cases where you need an agent to intervene, or the chatbot can gather the information, pass it on to the agent, and the agent can then complete that. And so you're saving 50% of your costs in that particular instance. So when you go live, what are you saving? Well, the number of tickets routed through the bot out of those 10,000 will then be 4,500 tickets. The cases where the bot is right will be 3,150. And out of that, 1,890 will be self-service. 1,260 will need an agent to be involved. So in terms of those things, the cost savings for self-service cases comes to 32,813. And the cost saving for where they need agent cases is 10,938. Together giving you a monthly cost saving of roughly 43,750. And this is a very basic use case. This is not taking into consideration any product that is solved, any increase in customer service levels. It really is just only taking into account how many requests can you solve where you don't need a human involved. So what is the cost saving from a salary point of view? And what I really want to emphasize here is that the benefits and the ROI are actually so much greater than this, because having these chatbots involved in your business really elevates the amount of customer service. It engenders people to buying a lot more of your services from you because they know that they can get this kind of support from you. And there's that opportunity for upsell, cross-sell ability through your chatbot as well. And finally, I just want to speak about the integrations. Many companies go and implement a chatbot, but they just do it from an information point of view. Somebody wanting to get in touch, but there is so much more that you can actually do with this. You can connect it up to a sentiment analysis as an example. And a sentiment analysis will give you a view of how people are happy or not happy in dealing with your company. So analyze what is their tone of voice, either verbally or in a chat window, and give you those kind of informations. You can hook it up to dashboards and get various views of what are the kind of problems. You can quickly pick up things, for example, if you connect it through to a dashboard to look at the type of queries. If you're releasing a product and many people start connecting to your chatbot and speaking about issues they're having with this particular product, you can pick up that kind of information and pick up the trends. Chatbots are very easily integrated into back ends of systems, into going and bringing information on where's my order, connecting through to courier services, understanding what is the stock holding availability, bringing back live pricing, all of those things. And of course, accessibility and contextual understanding is part of this, but really you should try and integrate your chatbot into your other systems as much as possible. And we recommend doing that via serverless technology, and we can certainly help you in this process. So why not accelerate your business with a chatbot? I hope that you can see through this that there are so many advantages, and we would love to discuss your particular unique case with you and make a recommendation. Chatbots are not exorbitantly expensive at all, and depending on the use case, it can take anything from 2 weeks to set your chatbot up and get it training, to the obviously more advanced use cases where there's a lot of integration work, can take a couple months to do that. But this is not something that is going to be years and years of development, and it's not going to be something that can cost you millions and millions of rands. They can be affordable, and they can be done quickly, and they can scale up over time as well. So if you would like to chat to us and we can step you through, please do get in touch with us. You can email either me or info@kaskade.cloud. Just put in the subject line chatbot. We'll get in touch with you and we will learn to understand your use case, and you will be interacting with a human, not a chatbot. And we would love to develop this unique solution for your business and accelerate your business. Thank you so much for joining us here today, and we look forward to chatting with you in the future.